Well, hello, all of my students. I hope you're having a fantastic day. On today's English lesson, I have an English through story lesson. And so I have put together a story that I am going to read at a very moderate pace and explain a number of the key vocabulary words and phrases. So I hope you're ready for a little learning and laughter. Let's dive into today's English lesson. Carla almost canceled dinner with Matteo because she felt completely overwhelmed after a demanding week at work. So, when you talk about having a demanding week, it talks about having a very, very busy week. You have a lot on your plate, as we say. Your schedule is busy. Now, the main word I want you to learn in this sentence is overwhelmed. Say that with me, overwhelmed. When you're overwhelmed, you're feeling unable to handle stress or emotion. Sometimes you might get a headache. Sometimes you may feel frustrated to the point to where you can't focus clearly because you are overwhelmed. Some people begin to sweat, have anxiety or panic attacks. We respond in different ways when we are unable to handle stress or emotion. So everyone is different. Let's find out what happened. When she arrived, Matteo immediately noticed her fatigue and spoke with gentle sincerity. Now, when a person is experiencing fatigue, they are very tired. They are exhausted. They are worn out. Okay, now the key word I want you to learn here is sincerity. Sincerity. When a person is communicating that they are sincere or treating you with sincerity, they are being honest. They are being genuine. They are someone that is displaying trustworthy behavior. Someone you can trust, okay? So that's what it means to be sincere. Let's continue. He told her he had recently gone through a major transition in his own life after leaving a stable but unfulfilling job. Okay? Now, when someone has a major transition in life, transition, it's the process of changing from one situation to another. So you can transition from living in a small town to a big city. You can have a transition from being in a relationship with no children to having 3 children. I actually have a friend, they have 6 children. Every time I see him, I just shake my head because 6 children is a lot of children. And so that would be a tremendous transition for me to go from having 2 children to having 6 children, okay? Now, I want you to notice also that not only did he have a transition from one place to another place in his life, notice the job that he left was unfulfilling. Okay, he left a stable job, but it was unfulfilling. In other words, the job was something that was maybe had good hours, good pay, but it was unfulfilling. When something is unfulfilling, it doesn't satisfy you. It doesn't cause you to be happy. You dread going to work. You're the type of person that you would rather stay in bed than get up and go to an unfulfilling job. Okay, now a job is not the only thing that can be unfulfilling. You can be in an unfulfilling relationship. Okay, so you could be with a person that constantly angers you, or you could be with a person who shows too much affection. Okay, it's unfulfilling. It's not something that you like or appreciate. All right, you're unfulfilled. Let's find out what happens. Okay, I see all of the new comments. I am going to address those comments momentarily. All right. Carla admitted she often felt paralyzed by indecision, afraid that any change might lead to failure. Okay. Carla felt paralyzed. Okay. She didn't know what to do. She couldn't move. She wasn't functioning properly. Okay. Someone that's paralyzed, they are not able to do what they desire to do. All right. Now notice she was paralyzed by indecision. Indecision. When a person has indecision, it says that it's difficult for them to make a choice. Okay. Say that with me. Indecision. So if I were to ask you, where would you like to go for dinner tonight? And you said, I don't know. Come back and talk to me, Jay, in 5 minutes. I come back in 5 minutes and you say, I'm thinking maybe tacos, but maybe fish. I don't know. Maybe you're indecisive. You can't make a decision and you're causing me to get frustrated. So that's an indecisive person. Maybe I'll study today. Maybe I won't study today. I'll start. Nah, I don't want to. I want to watch Netflix. You're indecisive, unstable. All right. And that's what she was. Let's continue. Matteo nodded with understanding and described the uncertainty he had felt before making his career shift. Okay. So oftentimes when you make big decisions in life, you really have to put some thought into it because you don't want to make the wrong move. Okay. So he nodded with understanding. In other words, I understand what you're saying. Okay. I understand. I hear you. I understand. He nodded. Now, when a person has uncertainty, say that with me, uncertainty. It's a lack of confidence about what will happen. Okay. They're not sure about how something is going to end. They are not confident that things may work in their favor. They are uncertain. So if you meet someone online, you may have uncertainty about feeling safe with them. Or if you go by a used car and it's making noise, you are uncertain that it would be a good buy for you. You are uncertain, okay? He explained that growth rarely comes without discomfort, and that fear can sometimes signal opportunity, okay? Change or growth comes with, notice, discomfort. Discomfort. So when a person has discomfort, it's pain, emotional unease, okay? You're in a situation that you most likely do not like or appreciate. You have discomfort, okay? New relationships, new jobs, a new home can have a feeling or bring a feeling of discomfort, okay? So this is what Matteo was trying to let her know, that, look, sometimes when you're growing, it's going to be uncomfortable. You're going to have discomfort. And That's how it is when you're learning a new language. You're constantly making mistakes, and not just learning a new language like English. I mean, anytime you're doing something new, there's going to be discomfort. We often call it a learning curve. There's just certain things you have to learn to do and certain things you learn not to do. And that's all a part of growing. If growing were easy, if growing were simple, there would be a lot of us that did not have complaints, okay? As they talked, Carla felt her tension gradually diminish, replaced by a sense of relief. Now, when something begins to diminish, all right, diminish to become smaller or less intense, okay, so your headache can diminish, all right. Sickness can diminish, all right. It can become less and less painful or less and less intense, diminish, all right. She realized she had been avoiding honest conversations that might bring clarity. She realized that she had been avoiding honest conversations that might bring clarity. Okay, so when we talk about clarity, clear understanding, something is obvious, something is able to be grasped. You know what to do and you know what not to do. Clarity. All right. These glasses give me good clarity. I can see, okay? I can read. I have clarity because of my glasses. All right. Now, notice she avoided honest conversations. When you avoid something, you stay away from it. You don't want to have to deal with it. All right. I hope you don't avoid watching my English lessons. Okay. Maybe your spouse says, "Why are you avoiding me? Why are you staying away from me? Why are you hiding? Why are you distant?" All of these are synonymous with avoiding. Okay. Matteo shared how he started volunteering on weekends, which unexpectedly gave him a renewed sense of purpose. He started volunteering. He started serving others. When you volunteer, you basically do things for free out of the generosity of your heart. Okay, so you can volunteer your time to help someone that is less fortunate. You can volunteer your time to mentor a teenager. All right, volunteer. But notice a renewed sense of purpose is what Matteo had. A renewed sense of purpose, a meaningful goal or reason for doing something. All right, purpose. A reason for doing something. Why are you studying? I'm trying to get better. My studying has a purpose. Why do you keep bothering me? You know why? Because I like you. I just want to be around you. All right. That's my purpose for bothering you. All right. Carla found herself inspired by his resilience and his willingness to rebuild his routine. Okay, so a routine is what you do often. Okay, you get up in the morning, you brush your teeth, you pray or meditate, you eat breakfast, you go to work. That's your routine. And he was inspired, or she was inspired, notice, by his resilience. Okay, when a person has resilience, it's the ability to recover from difficulty. All right, you make a mistake, you do something wrong, but when you are resilient, you get up from your mistakes, you dust yourself off, and you continue to move forward. He was resilient, and it inspired her. It got her to the point to where she said, you know what? If Matteo can do better, then I can do better. And hopefully everyone wants to inspire someone else to do better or be more productive in life. So here is a story that I have read that has over 10 different vocabulary words. Let me read them to you without putting them on the screen. So if you're taking notes, you can study them, okay? Overwhelmed, sincerity, transition, indecision, uncertainty, discomfort, diminish, clarity, and purpose. And finally, resilience. Okay, so this is the story, and these are the key vocabulary words that I want you to not only study, but I want you to use. Okay, now you're going to need to watch today's lesson at least twice, once with the subtitles on and one with the subtitles off. And when you do so, it's going to help strengthen your comprehension. I put the vocabulary words on the screen, so you should be able to screenshot them. And within the next week, I want you to use at least 2 of them in a conversation. And it's going to begin to add to your vocabulary bank, and it's going to give you more confidence, okay? Again, make sure that you do some of the strategies that I give you here so it can improve your English, but you're going to have to be, like Matteo, resilient, okay? All right, that's going to do it for today's stream. I definitely appreciate you hanging out with me. I hope the rest of your day is filled with prosperity, productivity, and you get a little rest. And if today's lesson has helped you, I hope you share it with a friend. All right, I hope you join me on tomorrow on my next English lesson. I'll see you then.